1, 2, 3. Okay. You ready for this, Hannah? For this great conversation we're about to have for everyone on the internet?
I'm always ready.
All right. Well, welcome back, guys, to the Rooftop Podcast. Look at I'm messing up on my words, and you're not yet. So, I know
Spooky edition.
Spooky edition. We got the spooky rat and the spooky skull on this. I don't know. I don't think you can tell that it's on a roof right now. We have some very basic lighting. I have just like a single LED strip on like a vine rack for them to grow on. So I don't think you can see all the trees and whatnot in the background, but this is actually all set up on Hannah here. This is Hannah. I haven't introduced her yet, but on her roof. And I know it's been like about a month since I've done one of these podcasts, and that's because it's really hard to find people who have the time to do them. So I appreciate you, Hannah, for coming on this podcast. Make sure when you're talking to like hold that in your face, because that was a big problem in the first podcast. Like, it was a problem because I had 3 people on it, but they didn't pass the mic very well, and you gotta have it like pretty much right here to hear what you're saying. It's very good at canceling out noise.
Well, I'm a Scorpio, so we make no mistakes.
Okay, well, you guys will learn that Hannah's big into her zodiac signs. But yeah, one thing I'd like to get out of the way, fuck you, Robert and Greg. Well, no, Greg, you were there. But Robert, you kept flaking. And then you guys, I understand you got school and whatnot. But look, I know you guys got free time, okay? I know you guys have like 45 minutes to do shit, okay? So, let's not flake anymore, guys. But yeah, Hannah, this is my, just smacked myself in the face with the mic. This is my good friend Hannah Henry, guys. Was that okay that I just gave out your last name?
Oh, goodness. Well, it has to be okay now.
I can bleep it out. Would you prefer me to bleep it out?
No, I'm fine with my name.
Okay. I got my good friend Double H here, and she's, what was that face? Why'd you make that?
Double H is what my name rings up as at Castle Megastore when I enter my phone number.
You're lying.
And they always question it. They're always like, why does it just say HH? and like they're always confused, but
yeah, so this is my friend Hannah. I met her at my last job, Portillo's. She's still currently there. I don't know why.
Slaving away.
Yeah, with her 65, 70 hours a week. She gets fat paychecks, but it's about all you get in return for that type of work. But it's okay, Hannah. We can talk here. Hannah's very nervous. She's very nervous to be on this podcast. I don't know why. Only like 60 people watch this right now. You know, hopefully it'll be bigger one day, Hannah, but
once my name is out there, maybe it'll double to 120.
Hopefully.
After this podcast.
Yeah. Hannah is a aspiring comedian. She's got, how many times have you gone up on?
Twice.
How'd they go?
They went all right. The first time, fabulous, but mainly because it was at a bar. A lot of people were drinking, so laughing was easy.
I think your roommate just got home. Or actually, I don't know. I just heard a door close. Anyway, continue.
Anyways, so the first one was easy laughs, bunch of drunk, like, college students. But the second one was a little hard. It was at some, like, pizza bar thing. It was
Pizza bar?
Like a pizza
you
place.
Like
Spinelli's. No, not Domino's. Not like that ghetto, but like, it was definitely still, like, awkward because you could see, like, the 10 people that were wandering around getting food, and they were just like, oh, there's an open mic going on. And then that was me, like, performing. I was like, yeah, hey.
Like a fucking, holy shit. There's a big-ass bug right there. Hopefully that caught on camera. You're, like, performing at a CC's Pizza and shit.
You gotta start somewhere.
But, I don't know if you're comfortable. Well, no. Like, what's some material that, if you're okay with giving that out here, what's some, like, pretend I'm your crowd, like, let's do this real quick. If you want. If not, we can, talk about the other shit.
I guess rappers freestyle sometimes. I should just be able to, like, freestyle comedies, I guess.
Well, I don't think you have to freestyle it, but, like, if you just have part of a bit, that will work, like, universally, like, but.
So, yeah, I do. So during my first performance, when I was younger, I was raised Mormon, and so like we were like forced to like be good and all this, and we were taught that pornography was bad for you. And so obviously I still watched it because like a young kid's horny. So
Yeah.
and so I guess I watched it, but like I came home one day and my sister was just crying, and I like went in there and my mom was in there and she was just like, Mom, I watch porn, and like and like she was bawling, and I'm like an empathetic person, so I was like, whatever, like I'll bite. So I like walked in and I was like, hey, I do too, and like we all just kind of like group hugged, and then like immediately
You group hug over porn?
over like, we'll get you through this. It was your father who put you through this, huh?
Wait, what?
Yeah, like my mom like blamed it on my dad, like, oh, he probably like had it on the computer and you guys were subjected to that. I'm so sorry I married such a vile man. Like basically, yeah. And then I got put through therapy from a specialist in Mesa, who like helped with kids who like were addicting to watching pornography. But yeah, I guess that's one of the bits, one of the
the funny story.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. She blamed the porn on your dad, and you guys group tugged over it.
Well, to be completely honest, the first time I ever saw porn was on one of those big computers with the big backs, and like there was an ad that was popped up of like a naked woman. So I mean, it probably was my father. I doubt it was like anyone else. I don't even know how old I was. I was pretty young.
Big computer, like what?
Like the like big backs, and like you never really had Internet Explorer or whatever, like in the olden times.
Oh, I remember when we were like kindergarten. Not kindergarten. It was a little older than that, but the computer lab in our school had like those long ass Macs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we would do the fucking typing. Did you ever do the typing game?
Yeah, dude.
With like the goat.
Yeah.
The fucking goat that teaches you how to type, and it's like songs or whatever.
Dude, I fucking mastered typing.
I fucking suck. I never did.
I'm now at like, I think I can do 60 to 70 words a minute. I think that's like, yeah.
So why don't you work at like a call center or something, or like somewhere that you got to type? Work in the courts, being like one of those people, you know, get all the dirt, you get to see all the things in the cases, and you just type out what they say.
When I was younger, my dad worked for loss prevention for Sears, and he used to have me type for him. Like, he like couldn't type, and so like when I was like 8 years old, he would be like, all right, I have to report this person who got stolen. Will you like type it up for me?
From
he's
Sears?
like, yeah, and he's like, person walks out of fitting room. Are you getting this? And I'm just like sitting there like 8 years old. I was like, yeah, but
yeah, we were telling stories like, no, you haven't watched any of these podcasts. What the hell, Hannah?
big fan.
Big fan. I was telling a story not even last week. The last podcast we did was like a month ago, but it's like one of my stories is like punching Angelina in the face while she's sleeping. So yeah, so my for all the people who watched last podcast, this is like a repeat, but so me and Robert we would do stupid shit. You remember Robert, right?
Was he the?
He worked at Portillo's for like maybe 2 weeks.
Was
He was a
cashier?
Yeah, he had like long hair and
Kind of
he had
looked
a
like
mole.
he'd be in like
Right here.
Paranorman or something. Hold up.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I remember him.
yeah.
He worked there, like a week.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture if you don't remember. But so we would all the time as kids we would do stupid shit, and one of the things he was staying the night, and for whatever reason he dared me to punch Angelina in her face while she was sleeping. so it's like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, "Hey, Brandon, I go dare you to punch Angelina right now." And then I was like, "Okay." He's like, "You won't." So I go in her room while she's dead asleep, and she's like 7, 8 at the time, and like all you hear from the other room is just, and then I punched her like right in the forehead. And then I come running back, like, and jump into the bed, and I was like, "Dude, I did it, act like I'm asleep." And then Robert, he's like, "No, you didn't do it, dude." And the next thing you hear from Angelina's room, like, just fucking crying, dude. And then my dad hears it, so he flips out, like, he freaks out. He thinks maybe something happened, like someone broke in the house. I don't know. And so he comes to Angelina, and she's like, Brandon punched me in the head. And then, and he comes bursting in my room. And obviously, I fucking sucked at, faking like I'm asleep. And, like, there's no way she was imagining someone just fucking decking her in the head while she's sleeping. So, my dad's like, Brandon, like, what the fuck is your problem? Why would you punch your sister while she's sleeping? I was like, Bobby dared me to. And then Robert was like, Unky, I don't know what he's talking about. I was trying to go to bed. Who the hell would, or he didn't say hell, but he's like, who would punch someone in the head while they're sleeping, Brandon? And I was like, you bitch. So my dad whooped my ass. But, yeah.
How old were you?
Me? I was probably either 9 or 10 at that time.
So Angelina was what, like 7 or 8?
8, 9, something like that. Yeah, she was really young. But me and Robert did stupid shit like that all the time. Like, we used to go out, like his mom had these condos, or she lived in a condo, and like whenever I stayed the night at his house, we would go out, and we were like 11, 12 maybe, at the oldest, and we would go out in the middle of the night with like baseball bats and golf clubs and shit, like, and just explore and do random shit in his condo complex. And like us thinking like, well, we're little kids, we need these golf clubs and baseball bats for protection, not thinking like we look like some fucking hoodlums that are about to go fuck up a car or something. So yeah, and then we would do stupid shit like that. Like, there was one night we kept trying to make a bomb. Like, Robert had YouTube something on YouTube, and then and we had like this battery and like some fucking vinegar and something solution with aluminum foil trying to make a fucking bomb with like a long ass match. It didn't work at all. Thank God it didn't work, because if it worked, we would have been fucked up. Like, we would go set it and try to run before it went off in our faces. But yeah, we did crazy shit one night while we were out doing those adventures. Like, you know those little purple like plastic cigar, like they have cigars in them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I found one there, and like it had something in it, and it wasn't a cigar, so I was just trying to figure out what it was. And I get the golf club I had, I smashed it open. It was like a dirty fucking crack needle.
Oh my God.
Yes. Thank God I didn't get HIV or fucking AIDS that night, dude. Like, yeah, we did stupid shit as kids.
Like, when I was a kid, we used to have this. I lived in Washington, and we used to have this like hillside, and we would get with our hood rat like neighbors, and like literally like we had the hillside that we would just grab a machete and we would just start making tunnels, and like out of like the thorns that were like down there.
Okay.
And we'd create like, we had like something called, like, we had a whole little village basically down there. We had something called the sunset room, which we literally just hit so many thorns and like flattened out the bottom so it didn't hurt to walk in there, so you could like sit there and like see the sunset. And then we would like create a rope that you could like climb down like the trees, and like we just created like a whole fucking village. It was pretty crazy. But
yeah. So one thing I wanted to bring up in the last podcast, which I forgot to do, was like I told you that I met Leon Bridges. You really know who that is, or just like heard the name because
I've just heard the name before. I know it's a name.
So yeah, I got to meet him, and it was pretty cool, guys. He's like, I'm a big fanboy. There's a few people that like I fangirl over. It'd be pretty much people Hannah hates, except for Hosier. I don't know how you feel about Hosier.
I love Hosier.
Yeah, he's great. I haven't met him, though. I want to. So I fangirl over Bruno Mars, who Hannah hates, Leon Bridges, and then Hosier, and then there's other fucking people I can't think of right now.
Sam Smith.
Sam Smith, yeah, I would, yeah. But yeah, there's just a few people, and Leon Bridges is on that list, so I was pretty stoked to meet him. And then I get up to like, so basically when I met him, there was this like, we would take a picture. I'll actually put the pictures up in the podcast right now, like while we're talking. But there was, first we got to go in, and like I was like the first one there. I was like right there as the doors open, and like I was sitting alone for like 30 minutes before everyone started to show up. So I walk in, I get my like my signed poster, my record slip mat, and then some other stuff. I go sit down, and then it comes time you actually get to be part of their sound check. So we like listen to them play 2 songs during the sound check. It was pretty cool. And then you go up onto the stage where they were at, and take pictures on the stage. And then after that, I didn't know is when we were gonna. I thought they were gonna tell us when we were going to actually meet him. So we have there was this little Leon Bridges backdrop, and so she was just testing the camera because the stage lights on the side had turned off for whatever reason. So she had me stand in front of it, and she was using the flash. So she took a few test pictures, and then out of nowhere, Leon Bridges comes around the corner and walks out, and I'm like, oh shit, there he is. so he's like, hey man, what's up? And I was like, oh, nice to meet you, man. And this is how nervous I was. I was going, I was thinking about the type of handshake I was gonna give him. So instead of doing a normal little, that, I was debating the come in that, and then so it was awkward real quick. I adjusted my hand real quick and shaked it normally, and then after that I had a few seconds to talk to him, and I didn't know what to say to him. I the night before I had so many things running through my mind, what am I gonna say to him? And I shouldn't have been this nervous, because thinking back to it, he was a really down to earth guy, and I'm sure most famous people are this way, most of them, they're just that's what they are. They're regular people, and I don't know why I was freaking out so much about it. So next time I meet a famous person, I'm gonna not be so stupid. But I'm gonna actually tell you, I have met a few other people that aren't as famous as him. But so what I asked him for was, I was hey, can I ask you something? He's like, sure, yeah, man, what's up? I was like, so I've been in vocal lessons for a year and a half, and I guess I'm at a roadblock, because at the time I was struggling with some, which usually when you start to when my voice is developing, it still is, but you tend to struggle with something really hard before you get it, and then you take a big step, which I have now. I realized it, but at the time I was just getting frustrated. I didn't know what to do, but so I was like, do you have any singing tips for me, man? And then he's like, nah, dude, that I don't use proper technique. I'm not the guy to ask for that. I was like, okay, well, thanks, man. Nice to meet you. So I wasted that whole fucking time I had with him. But yeah, it was a good show. And thinking back, I shouldn't have been so nervous. He don't fucking remember me. You know how many people he's seen this whole tour that he's doing? He's not gonna remember who I am. So yeah, I got to meet my one of my celebrity crushes, and
oh, celebrity crush.
and yeah, but I actually did a lot better. With famous people, I do a lot better. I did a lot better with him than I did with other famous people that I met. I've met, who have I met? Futuristic, you know that rapper that's from
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him. And then another rapper that was with him called Mr. Man. Who's friends with Kyle. You know who Kyle is?
Yeah.
He did the I Spy, you know that song?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he did it with Lil Yachty. So Mr. Man is friends with him. I met that guy, Big Dawes TV, the prank guy, who's from Arizona. You haven't seen him?
Mm-mm.
But yeah, so Mr. Man, oh, and I met this comedian, Taylor Williamson, if you know who that is.
No.
He was on America's Got Talent, but anyway, yeah. So I mainly, God, this is not stable. I should not have done that. I mainly, embarrassed myself with Taylor Williamson and Mr. Man. But so with Taylor Williamson, it was at the Improv in Tempe. I went to go see a show. It was good and everything. So after the show, we got to meet him, right? We got to meet him and a few of the other comedians, and he was just talking about in the show how it was a big deal for him to be playing there. He was really, it's a great venue or whatever, this and that. So I go after the show. Me, just a lot of the times I ask things genuinely, but looking back, what I asked him, I sounded like a big asshole. So I was like, hey man, like, is it really that big a deal to be playing here? And then, and he was like, well, yeah, man, like I've been working my whole life doing comedy, and like to get a venue like this is a big deal. And I was like, oh, okay. Because like I was coming from the point where like this is just the Improv to me, like it's like a place I live around, you know, like.
Yeah.
But I sounded like an asshole, and like I did to Mr. Man, I sounded like an asshole too, because he was like after the show we got to meet him, and he was talking about how they got a show in Tucson next, and I was like, oh, okay, and he was just like, because he's not from Arizona or anywhere close, he was just like, yeah man, so like how is Tucson and how is it out there? And I was just like, for what I've been to Tucson maybe like once, and that was like in the fucking 7th grade. So like I don't know shit about Tucson. I was like, and at the time like I didn't like U of A because like I'm a Sun Devils fan for like the football. So for no fucking reason, pretty much, I was trashing Tucson. I was like, yeah man, there's like nothing out there to do. Like it kind of sucks. Like you like there's like a college there and that's about it. And like I was just trashing like the place for his next show for like no fucking reason. So that's how like it goes when I meet famous people. So I did pretty well with Leon Bridges, I'd say. I don't mean to be an asshole, but like sometimes the things I say come off like that.
Yeah. I like always with famous people, my sister like always tells me that for some reason I'm just the chillest person to run into famous people. Like I met Halsey when I went to some literally Viva Phoenix, like some like low key, like it was a couple years ago too, and I saw her and like my sister was like, oh my god, Hannah, that's Halsey, what do I do? I was like, dude, just go up to her. And it's when she had her blue hair and still had hair, and like I walked over and I was just like, hey, like you're Halsey, right? Like my sister wants a photo. And then I've also met Neon Trees.
Like the whole band?
Yeah. And I like was staying at the Radisson in Utah because like my dad worked at the Radisson at the time and we were visiting him, and we were staying there, and literally like my dad was like, yeah, Neon Trees is staying in here, and we're like, oh, that's crazy. And like literally we were like, I hope we run into him. And me and my mom at like 2 a.m. went to like CVS to go get like I guess like Fruit Loops or something, and like literally we were like going back to our room, and my mom's like, I'm gonna talk to your father for a second. And so she's staying in the lobby. She's like, you can go up to the room. So I get in the elevator and my heart stops, and I'm like, oh my god, is that Neon Trees? Literally the whole band just like in there after their show. I was standing there, I was like, okay, I don't really know what they look like too much, so like I'm not 100%. And so literally I was there and I was like, hey guys, what are you guys here for? They're like, oh, you know, just playing a show. And I was like, oh, so are you like Neon Trees? And they're like, yeah, I see you got Fruit Loops. We really like that cereal.
They say that?
Yeah, and I was like, can I get a photo with you guys? You guys are like dope. And like they were like, yeah, of course. And like I have like this photo of just like me with all of like Neon Trees.
That's fucking dope. Is that like the only 2 famous people you've met?
And on New Year's, I went shopping at Fashion Square, and I met David Henry from Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, wow.
And I told him that our name was spelled exactly the same way, which is rare for Henry to be spelled Henrie. And he asked to get a photo to post on all his social media with me. And so like there's a photo. Yeah, there's a photo on all of his social media from like 2 years ago of me and like David Henry, and he like asked for like ID proof. He was like, I've never met anyone with the same last name as me.
What if you guys were like family and you didn't even know it?
I hope we're not family because
why?
One day me and him.
Oh.
I won't even have to change my name because it'll be exactly the same.
You met like more famous people than I have. Like not maybe quantity, but like level of fame.
Yeah, I met Wiz Khalifa in Victoria's Secret once.
Where the fuck are you going to meet all these people?
I went to Fashion Square a lot, which was like weird to have like a lot of famous people go
Chandler?
to.
Or
no,
Scottsdale?
in Scottsdale. It was like like
were they
a year
just
or
all
two
having
ago.
like show? Like why was David Henry here?
Well, he lives in Arizona.
Oh, does he?
Or he did at the time. Yeah, he's like from Arizona, but I mean it was just New Year's. He was visiting family, I think, and like he was just shopping.
I've probably the most famous person I've seen but never went to meet was Muhammad Ali.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's like way up in Scottsdale. There's this theater called Studio Movie Grill, and like it's like a fancy theater where you like order, like you have the long recline chairs and you,
Off
like,
of the
order food.
51, and I'm just.
And yeah, so he like, I think he rented out like a whole theater for himself. So I mean, he's Muhammad Ali. He's got the money to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were like waiting to go into our movie because it hadn't started yet, and then my dad was like, "Look," and I was young at the time, so I didn't really know what he looked like when he was old. So I was like, "Oh, who is that?" He's like, "That's Muhammad Ali." I was like, "What?" I was like, "That's Muhammad Ali." But yeah, he was old and he had his Parkinson's. You know, he was like shaking and all that, but he was still able to walk at that time. So was he able to walk all the way till he died?
I don't really know a lot about a Muhammad Ali.
You don't know a lot about Muhammad Ali?
No.
You know what he's famous for, right?
Um.
Do you know who Muhammad Ali is?
I've like heard the name.
You don't know who Muhammad Ali is? That's pretty bad, Hannah. Like, that is terrible. It's like one of, if not the most famous boxer and like / activist of like all time.
Oh.
I'll show you a picture after this, and you'll definitely know who he is. Do you know what he looks like?
No.
Okay.
Podcast canceled.
Also, thanks for watching, guys. But yeah, so he's okay. I can't believe you don't know who Muhammad
I'll
Ali is.
just Wikipedia this shit after the.
Okay, and you're gonna be pretty embarrassed to like. I'm sure you're gonna recognize the photo and be pretty embarrassed that like you didn't know who it was at this time, but whatever. Yeah, that's the most famous guy I met. I wish I had your kind of luck where I just run into fucking famous people at any mall I go to.
Yeah, it's like, oh hey Beyonce, you just getting milk? That's cool.
I ran into you don't know who this is either, I bet, but Calais Campbell. Now he's plays for the NFL right now, but like I was in Tempe Marketplace, and I was just I don't know, I think I was going to watch a movie or something, and like I was just walking in, and then I see this giant like 6'8" dude, and then like someone's like shakes his hand, he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" He's like, "I'm Calais." Like I can't like. He's got like a deep and raspy voice. Like I can't do it. But and I looked at him and it was him. I literally did like a stop, like a double take, and he saw me do it. It was pretty embarrassing. He like saw me stop and he gave me a look, like he knew I was gonna go up and like ask for a picture, but I didn't. I didn't want to bug him. There was like already a guy who looked like he was bugging him, so I wasn't gonna go do that. But I don't know, dude. I'm gonna like fanboy out when I meet Bruno Mars and like.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would not.
You would not? Why do you hate Bruno Mars so much?
I don't know. It's just I feel like when you listen to music, like your soul should melt into like who's singing or like whatever, and you should just like fall in love with it. But when I hear Bruno Mars, my body like rejects the idea of him like bleeding into my soul. And
why?
I like it's not that I think it's bad music. It's just like I don't think he's a bad singer. It's just something doesn't like connect with me in the music, and it doesn't like make me enjoy listening
From
to
any
it.
of his albums?
Nope.
Any.
Not that I've like listened to him thoroughly, because like once I hear like 2 or 3 songs I just don't like, I like count it as like 3 strikes you're out type
What
deal.
songs don't you like?
Been locked out of heaven.
Okay, well that's fine. Okay.
Okay, you know what? I actually did like the Lazy song.
Okay.
I bopped to that hella.
Fucking helicopters going over.
Maybe I don't know many Bruno Mars
Yeah,
songs.
I don't think you do. That man is uber talented. Okay? He's
Uber?
like uber. Like you know when you add isimo to something at the end of a Spanish word, it makes it that much more, okay?
Okay.
He's fucking talented. I sing a lot of his shit in my vocal lessons, so like you probably wouldn't want to go. And like I don't sound as good as him, so you definitely wouldn't want to go. Yeah, but I'll be good enough one day. I'll be famous, Hannah. I'll be the next Bruno Mars. I don't have to be Bruno Mars, because I'll be whatever the fuck my stage name is, because I still don't even got one. What should my stage name be?
Brandissimo?
Brandy?
Uber talented.
Apparently our parents Wandissimo. Oh my god. Well, really, like I've been trying to think, what would my stage name be? Brandon. I don't know.
You wouldn't just like want to keep like your name?
Okay, my last name is definitely not a good stage name.
Yeah. Brando?
Brando, just Brando. Maybe I should do like what Prince did and just like, well, he did it for like other reasons, but like just a symbol for my name. Like, I have a fucking square. That's my name.
That'd be pretty sick and like
No,
hip
it
and like
Don't
cool
lie
with
to
the
me.
kiddos.
Square.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm gonna go listen to Square. No, you're not. What would a good stage name for me be?
Did you ever watch like Confessions of a Shopaholic, where like her name was like the girl in the green green
No,
scarf,
what
and
is
it was like some movie, and she was like some like writer for some big newspaper, and she was trying to come up with her name, and she was highly into fashion, and like she went into debt trying to buy like this scarf that someone gave her money to buy, and it was green. She named herself the girl with the green scarf. It became like iconic.
Well, that's like more of a band name. That's not like a single person. You know?
I know, but like style wise, you could like choose something about yourself to like.
Brandon and the Spider-Man Vans.
That's a cool band name. Like a high
is actually.
Maybe you're meant to be in a band and not be by yourself.
Maybe actually that actually sounded better than I
that
thought.
Sounded
it was.
really good. Like.
Okay, guys. Well, I gotta check if the equipment's still recording, so I'll be right back. That was good. That was like better than I thought. I know you can't really relate to that poverty, but you know.
I actually can't.
Well, that's because you decided to fucking buy something while you're broke. But I'm just broke because I'm broke. Okay, anyway, guys, welcome back from our sponsored break. I don't know who the sponsor was.
By Colgate. Eat fresh.
Look, I know you haven't watched the podcast, but we don't have those kinds of sponsors. And I'll show you what kind of sponsors we have after this. But Colgate was not our sponsor, guys. Don't sue me. All right, now. Hannah, what did you think of my new car?
I thought it was a car.
Oh yeah. Why did I ask you that? You fucking like you don't give a shit about cars whatsoever. But
no.
So in the first podcast I told you guys that my car was breaking down, and it did. It broke down like a month later, and transmission went out on it, not worth fixing. I sold it for $600 today. So I was able to pay off my fucking credit cards that I used while I was fucking broke when I didn't have a job after I quit Portillo's. But yeah, that thing is gone now. I drive a Scion TC manual that has an exhaust on it that I didn't have a choice. I mean, it was already on there. So now it's like, it's one of those, it's a ricer, but like, it's not a fast one. Like, it's fucking loud, but doesn't go as fast as it sounds it's going. But you said I get like major points for driving a manual, right? Like the females are gonna be all over that, or
I mean, the females will be all over it if you could like do it well. But I felt like I was on a roller coaster when you were driving.
Hey, look, okay, it's gotten a lot better. You should have been with me like the first day. Like it was rough.
When you were watching YouTube tutorials, you're like,
Well,
set the YouTube video up there, and you're like,
The day after, I fucking watched YouTube tutorials. So basically, the way I learned to drive manual, my dad had taught me like years ago, because my first car was going to be a manual, like a 2002 Kia Optima. But we ended up selling that, and then I got that green Altima that was automatic. So I hadn't driven stick in a long time. So I was just like looking up all these like 30-minute like full walkthroughs of how to drive a fucking manual car. I mean, it worked. And then, dude, I was like so sad because the clutch had just been replaced on it. So all the sensors had been like reset, and the car had been sitting because the guy I bought it from like works for a solar company, and he like moved down from Utah. So he wasn't using the car, and he was carpooling with like, I think he said his cousin that works there. And so I take it to get emissions tested so I can register the car, and it fails. It fails the emissions, and I was like, I just got fucking screwed. I was like, no, this car is all kinds of fucked up. But now it turns out that it just had to be put through a drive cycle, and it ended up passing. So now I'm a proud owner of a Scion TC, and you can hear me driving along if you live in Arizona, because like, even though I'm going like 45. So, yeah, that was the update with my car. I was going to try to have a little more substance with that, but Hannah gives like 0 fucks about cars.
I love cars.
Oh, yeah? What's your favorite car? Lightning McQueen?
Actually, Tomater.
He the fucking I saw fucking Tomater at Universal.
And you said you haven't met anyone famous, dude.
Oh god. But yeah, it's I think there's someone inside of those. Oh fuck. I almost knocked this rat over. Controlling the eyes, right? Isn't there someone inside?
I mean, it's just Tomater, dude. There's not anyone in there.
Oh, so he's like real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit, I didn't know. My bad. Oh. But yeah, Hannah, that was my car situation. I thought, honestly, I was like, wow, this is going to be a good topic. But then I was like, oh, wait, Hannah gives 0 fucks about cars. As soon as you were like, yeah, it's a car, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I did good at like looking like I was like, oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it's got 160 horsepower and like
failed emissions.
Yeah, you can't have it out there. Too much smog, and yeah. I think I just kicked your roof and turned on your light, but
we just like fall down.
I
That'd be
know.
the best podcast ever.
It wouldn't, dude. I don't got fucking money to fucking repair myself.
Dude, I barely want to go to the walk-in for this cold I have, let alone spending fat money on like getting hurt.
You got more money than I do. I'm feeling the broke. Like, when I was at Portillo's, like, I was like doing the same thing that you're doing, like working a shit ton. But I got tired of it, and now I'm at Target, and I get paid more an hour, but I don't get as many hours. I'd be making so much money if I had the amount of hours that I did at Portillo's. But yeah, so like my checks were like, my first check was like 3 something. My second check was like 4 something. So your boy's like, my insurance is like $280. So like that's more than half a check gone. And then what else do I pay? I got my phone bill, which is like $160 something.
Oh
yeah.
My God, who's your carrier?
AT&T, and it's just because I have the phone on a plan, so like I didn't buy it all in full. It's actually good I didn't buy it in full, because otherwise I wouldn't have the money for that car that I bought. But yeah, so I pay $50 for my service, and then like $40 or $50 for the phone, and like however much for insurance on the phone. Because I am not about to drop a phone that I don't even own, could technically be repossessed, and then have it fucking break and be shit out of luck, So I gotta have that insurance on there. But yeah, like I'm at work, like thinking, well, can I afford this Lunchable, or do I have to wait for my check and get a ramen? Like I don't even go to college, and I felt like the fucking ramen college student, dude. Like that's how bad it's been. It's better now that Now that I have those credit cards paid off, like it's gonna be a lot better now. But I'm still not gonna have like the money I was made, like the $1,300 checks I would have from fucking Portillo's. But I think I'm gonna be able to get more hours. Fucking holidays are coming up, and it's gonna be busy at Target. But thankfully, they just moved me to like the grocery department. So like I'm gonna be setting up all the grocery and stuff. And they say, what they're telling me is like once you go to that department, they don't usually move you. Like the people who are like doing the sales floor and all that, they have a really shitty time during the holidays. So hopefully mine won't be, but we'll see what happens. I'll just be glad to have the money. But now I wake up like early as fuck to unload the trucks and push everything out, like going at 6 a.m. and shit. So like there was my first shift doing that was this sometime this week, and like I'd been going to bed at like 2 o'clock. Used to like my Portillo schedule, and I was closing over there, and like the day I had to wake up at like 6 something. It was like no sleep. Like I kept thinking about doing a podcast, things I would like talk about on the podcast, and just random. You ever like late at night like start thinking of hypotheticals, and
Yeah.
like you'll legit depress the fuck out of yourself,
Yeah.
and then like start feeling sorry as shit for yourself, and then then like after you're doing that for an hour, you'll be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like none of this is happening. I need to go to bed. Like that happens to me all the time. Like I'll think of like I just like thinking of the worst situations. Like everyone in my family's died. I just lost my job, and then like my singing career didn't go anywhere, and now I'm a fucking bum. And so like I got nothing to do, and like I start feeling mad sorry for myself, and then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like this is not like what am I doing right? Why am I staying up like 2 hours extra for no fucking reason, just feeling sad for shit that's not even happening?
It's crazy that your hypotheticals are all like negative, because whenever I run hypotheticals like at the end of the night or like just randomly, it's always for just like random scenarios that I come up with of like random shit that like would happen to me that's like super good. And then like I don't know, like I'd start running those scenarios of like, oh, like somehow like I get $100,000 when I slowly start spending it on and all this shit. And then I mean at the end it's the same effect. I'm like, wow, I'm poor as fucking shit. And like I'm like, why am I thinking of this? Or like one time I was going on a run and I just ran like the whole idea, and I was like, what if I just walked by and someone left a backpack filled with a shit ton of drugs, and then like who would I call? How would I start selling the shit? Like would I make fat money? And then I'm like, I didn't find a bag with drugs in it. Like I'm not gonna be rich. And like
I like how your mind goes to, instead of finding like a fucking like bag of cash, like a bag of drugs that you can trade for
dude,
cash.
cocaine, like a pound of cocaine, you're fucking set for life. I mean at least for like a month.
But I do the same thing. Sometimes I get like my mind, like I start thinking about stuff that I could like do well, like, oh, I got all this money, now I'm gonna invest it. But then it happens every time. Eventually my mind just, oh, now the stock's dropped and you're fucked or whatever. And then it always just ends up the same fucking way. But yeah, I do that shit all the time at night. But oh shit,
This is where we die.
this is where fucking Michael comes out of the closet.
Michael from work?
Yeah, what
Hey guys, you give me
what
a
if it
ride
is
home?
Michael from like Michael Myers, and like he comes to our house not knowing us, and then he like right over the bed he realized, oh, what's up guys? Like, my bad, I didn't know it was you guys. I'll see you later. You could just hear it in his voice too.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you thought I was gonna kill you? Nah. He does that, dude. Oh my god. But yeah, I was kind of what happened, like what happens in my mind late at night happened like what I was telling you in the car about the girl. So there's this cute ass girl that I work with named Tiffany, but she told me to run away. Why would you tell me to run away from like that name? Like, is it just like all the Tiffany's you know are problematic or what?
It's just like you hear the name Tiffany and like you just know it's like some cringeworthy girl. Like, I don't have any like actual like okay, I guess one Tiffany I had history with. I mean, she was like pretty, but she was also like crazy and like cringeworthy. Like there's no other way to describe it. You either know what cringeworthy is or you don't. Like you're just like when you see them or what they do, you're like, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm digging this chick, but I was like, so I was telling you I was gonna go fucking like I was just stalking the fucking corn, like the canned corn or whatever. And like I was debating, like the whole day I was like debating. I was like, man, should I like do it? Like, I mean, like still right now I debate it in my mind. Like I don't know, maybe it was a good thing I didn't do it. But I was just like trying to hype myself up to like, all right, go just go ask her to get something to eat or something. So, all the wind's starting to pick up. Our lighting is getting all crazy. Our cheap ass LED strip that's just running right there. That's not taped down to anything. But yeah, so I was just trying to hype myself up the whole day, and then eventually, when I do get that fucking courage, like it's called the FDC truck that comes in and delivers like all the food fresh or whatever every day. I like go over there, sign all the paperwork and stuff. I'm like gonna go out back to the floor, and it's like, LED, it's Tiffany heading out for the day. And then I was like, oh fuck, like that's like one of the things that happens in my dreams, like where I'll hype myself up or whatever, and I'm like go do something great, and then it all fucking falls down to my... Oh, dude, it was fucking... I was like... I was a little upset. I was like, God damn, missed my chance. But I'll see her again. Thing is, I don't know when, because, like, I don't, like, go stalk the schedule unlike some people. But, yeah, so I work in the mornings. I don't know really how often. I don't know her schedule at all, so we'll see the next time I see her. Maybe I'll just have to go in on my day off and hope she's working and fucking do that. I actually, you know what? I actually got this haircut and shaved to look nice when I was going to go ask her, but shit doesn't always go as you plan, Hannah. But we'll see. Maybe she'll just reject me anyway and, like, whatever. But
Jim and Pam, they took, it was a course of, like, so many.
Jim and Pam?
The Office.
I don't fucking watch The Office.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't watch,
Anyways.
like, anything but YouTube. Like, sometimes I'll watch stuff on Hulu, but, like, and Netflix, that's about it. Like, I watch most of the stuff on YouTube. I like watch TV shows on YouTube, even though I can go on, like, Hulu or Netflix and watch it at a higher quality. Like, I just don't go. I don't know why. I watch hella, like, Gordon Ramsay shit. Like, I love that man. I'd like to meet him, too, but I feel like he'd, like, punch me in my mouth if I ever, like, tried to cook him something.
I feel like he has some bomb sex, though.
I don't know. I know he's got, like, a rockin', like, dad bod.
Oh, really? Well,
Like-
is, like, a dad bod considered rockin' if it's, like,
Well-
a dad bod?
Well, it's not like I'm saying it's, like, a cut. Like, you know how, like, old guys look? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they look different than, like, a young guy. Like, their build.
Yeah.
Their build. But he's, like, in shape. Like, he's got muscle tone. So he's got, like, kind of like an old guy, buff dad bod.
Well,
kinda.
yelling, you must burn a shit ton of calories.
Yeah, where's the fucking lamb sauce?
You idiot sandwich.
Yeah, but, I don't know. I make a mean fucking steak. It, like, smokes up the whole house, but, like, I make a mean ass.
Does it bully people, too?
Yeah, like,
'Cause
fucking
it's a mean
pounds them, like,
steak.
gets the fucking change out of their pocket. The fucking light keeps... I don't know. I need a better setup for nighttime stuff, but hopefully this shows us good enough. Are you a chef, Hannah? Oh, you are a chef, actually.
Chef Boyardee.
You're a fucking Portillo chef.
Professional in hot dog making.
The hot dog arts.
Yeah, it is an art. It is a hard art.
Hard? Why is it hard?
Because you have to do the right ratio of mustard to relish to onions to tomatoes to salt, pickle and pep.
Pickle and pep?
I don't know what I was doing there. Hopefully the sound effects were...
You know you do that. Oh, shit. I don't mean to unplug it. You do that every time. Like, look, you do this every time you, like, start doing a song or, like, making a beat in your head. Like, every time. You'll be like, oh, I love it. And you'll be like...
No, I specifically do this, like, arm thing where it's like...
Yeah, you do that every time.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like
hip.
your fucking routine.
It's hip. It's a good...
It's hip with all
if
the
it bops,
fucking-
if
all
it
the
bops,
rave
it
kids?
bops, yeah. That's how rave kids dance. We all at the same exact time.
I've been considering taking, like, dance classes. Like, I'd be down, like, my inspiration was, like, Bruno Mars, bro. That man can move. Like, you can't even deny that. Like, he can move.
I guess I don't know enough about Bruno Mars. Have not
You
seen
know what?
enough
I'm gonna
of
show
Bruno
you
Mars.
Bruno Mars.
I don't want to see it
And you're
either.
gonna see it.
I don't
You
wanna
won't
see
have a
it.
choice.
I don't want to see it.
You're gonna. I'm telling you, you don't got a choice.
Not unless I gouge my eyeballs out.
And then, like, as long as you don't sever the optic nerve, you'll still be able to see, and I'll, like, point
I'm
your
gonna be
eyeballs
I'm gonna be like this little guy right here.
right here.
That's him after watching Bruno Mars.
Nah. What do you think this guy's all about?
That's Remy.
Remy? What's his... Oh, shit. What's his story?
Well, obviously you've seen the movie Ratatouille.
Uh-huh.
He's a chef in Paris, but of course he's raised in a rat family.
It looks like he got, like, as famous as Gordon Ramsay, but then he got all fucking cracked out.
Yeah,
like, his life
this is
just
Remy after he
an-
got super fucking famous.
A downward spiral. He's fucking basically... Who is that chick who just fucking, like, tried to abduct a child because she thought she was saving it in France?
Oh my god.
She's famous. Not Paris Hilton. What the fuck is her name? Do you know who I'm talking about though? She had like a meltdown. Do it. Look up celebrity tries to take child in France. Who is it? Not Hillary Duff. Who is Hillary Duff? She was like on the Disney Channel, right?
Lizzie McGuire. Lizzie McGuire, like the TV show.
Oh, that was like her. Okay. What is her? You're gonna say the name and I'm gonna fucking know it. What came up?
Wait. Celebrity takes child.
In France. Tries. Well, try. She didn't actually take it. She thought she'd be saving it. I'm gonna check the camera while you check this.
Melissa George?
No. She like... I put the video up right now so you guys see what I'm talking about. But she, well, maybe, I don't know. We'll see if I get the video. I don't fucking know. Sometimes I'm lazy with this shit. But, she like was trying to speak like fake Arabic to this like refugee family trying to take their child or whatever, and she got punched in the face. It was fucking great. What was her? I can't. We'll be back when we find whoever the fuck this is. Like, obviously you don't want no one taking your fucking
Lindsay
kid.
Lohan?
There you go.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan, of
Yeah.
course, crazy ass bitch.
Yeah, she like watch the video. Watch the video right now. And I'll put it up on the screen while you're watching it. So she basically like she tries to take this kid, and then she's trying to speak to this these people in like fake ass Arabic, dude. Like Syrian refugee, yeah.
She looks ratchet as
I
shit,
know.
dude. She's probably like coked out. Like, I'm gonna take this kid.
Probably, dude. Her ass gets decked. It's fucking great. She's like, oh my god, you just punched him. She's just like, she's either speaking like gibberish Arabic or like, she's like, it's a mixture of like gibberish and like fucking like the most basic Arabic words you can fucking. How long is this?
10 minutes. Should I just
10
watch
minutes,
this? I'll
just-
watch this after the.
yeah.
After
Hold on,
this.
skip forward a bit. Skip forward a bit. I just want to see you like watch her get decked in the face. But she like doesn't stop. Like she's persistent. These people like tell her, "No, we're fine" or whatever. Like, don't take my child, and she like tries forcefully taking him and gets fucking decked. She's like, "Is this like the end or what?"
Yeah.
No, skip forward more. Oh yeah, then she accuses the family of trafficking the children. God damn.
I won't leave until I take you.
I know the
What?
fake ass
What?
accent, dude. Don't fuck with me. Hey kid. Oh yeah, and then she claims like she knows anything about Arabic culture. How close to the end is it?
126.
She gets fucking decked. Don't fuck with Pakistan. Yeah, look. She's about to try to take him and get decked. She got fucking mollywopped, dude.
Ah! Oh my god, what a fucking dumb bitch.
I know.
Like, what would, like, why would you let someone take your child? Like, obviously not.
Yeah.
Like,
And then that fake ass, This is old now. I think this happened like a month or like a few months ago, something
When
like
you
that.
said old, I was like, oh, so it happened like a year ago.
No. But yeah, I don't know what she's fucking lost it. But yeah, I think we've been talking for a good fucking minute now.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go eat, Hannah? I know you were very nervous about coming up here and like doing this podcast, but I appreciate you doing it. Hopefully you warm up to it the next time we do it. And yeah, guys, you got anything you want to say?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Any shows or anything? Like, you got any comedy dates lined up if anyone wants to go see you?
No, not as of current. You can always check out @Mormon Sacrifice for updates on Twitter of my upcoming shows.
That's your actual...
That's @Mormon Sacrifice. That's also my Instagram name and Finstagram name.
Why? How do you have your Instagram and Finsta the same?
One has an underscore.
Where?
In between the words, Mormon and Sacrifice.
Oh. That's your actual handle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the... yeah, my fucking lighting's blowing all the way in the wind now, so it's a good time to end this. Hopefully you enjoyed the 2-camera setup. I don't really know how well it worked out. I'm going to try to fucking edit it pretty well. I was pretty sure I was looking at the wrong camera the whole time whenever I would like look at any camera. Like I should have looked at that one, but I think most of the time I was looking at this one right here. I don't know if you
most of the time I was like hiding, so I was like...
pull down the hat, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, we'll constantly improving the show, so we'll see what happens next time. See you guys later.